Huh?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think this one.
Okay, let's do it. Is that the piece?
I got the piece.
It's been my pleasure to work with Susan and Michael Hort the last 6 years. You know, since they moved here, every year, Susan and Michael make a complete change in their collection that's hanging here in their home. It's a 4-floor home. It's 20,000 square feet, and they have over 2,000 artworks they bought just in the last 10 years of emerging artists. And basically, they want to try and live with them all, but it's impossible. So I have the distinct pleasure to be sort of the in-house curator, and I sort of think about various themes. So every year we take everything down in the house, and I select another 150 to 200 works that they're going to live with. So right now we're in the midst of changing the entire installation. So there'll be 2 floors of emerging artists, 1 floor of sort of greatest hits, you know, from John Curran, Neo Rauch, etc. But right now we're on the 6th floor, and it's sort of a balance. In this room where we're standing right now, when we finally get it installed, it'll be focused on emerging artists from Los Angeles, and the other wing on the 6th floor will be focused on emerging artists from New York City.
Yeah, Aaron Morse. He's a young guy from LA. We bought it from Building Grayscale in New York. And we have quite a bit of his work. I mean, it's a mixture of things. I mean, but basically, I think it's quite beautiful. I think it's well done. And it reminds me, it makes me happy. To be a contemporary artist today really requires, you know, intelligence and interest, because you've got to come up with something brand new and no one's ever done before. And, you know, you got to keep doing it. Thomas Houseago, we spent an hour and a half or 2 hours in his studio in LA, and I was mesmerized by it. It was really interesting.
I'm just thinking about people coming up this way for now, and then slide it over.
And then I'm going to take him straight back. So I'm going to slowly walk him back, so I just don't want to...
And before you
It's poured, the plastic's poured on the floor.
and drag him this way.
This way towards you.
Yeah.
All right.
Drag it this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then spin him. But go this way. Go counterclockwise. I basically want to see him as we're going up the stairs. I want to get him. I want his face. Okay, let's stop there.
He's beautiful with the red.
But see, until the other stuff is here, it's hard to be really...
You really want to see these as you walk up the stairs.
It's great to see the pieces with a New York backdrop. That's something, man.
Getting new art.
Yeah.
Being great.
Hey, Sue? Thomas wants to bring the Aaron Curry upstairs. Can he go up the elevator? The one?
Is it up here?
Huh?
It's up here.
No, it's not.
You sure?
The small one is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I want the courier. The other one.
All right, so want to go down and do it? All right. This way you get to see the first floor. So let's get down to the first floor.
Okay, guys, we going in the elevator?
Yeah. We're going to focus the light. Right now we don't have the right light. We'll get to it. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It was strange. I don't
Hey, let's go down. I know. I gotta go back to the
Trying.
This is lobby art. It has nothing to do with us.
I really like this space.
Okay. I'm sure the women will be thrilled.
Important work.
I'm sure you're happy to trade it.
Man, we have to move. In the image, we have to.
Right.
That's a big piece of sculpture.
Yeah.
It's right on the edge. It looks amazing.
I love the innards too.
Yeah.
I love the innards.
And you see how it's starting to rust?
Yeah.
You're getting the orange of the steel.
Yeah.
That's a big piece.
It's about a quarter of an inch.
Yes, right.
Well, I don't know if you remember, when we were in the studio, I called my son Peter, who lives right, you might have seen him before, he was here.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. I said, Pete, I got to know exactly how high it is. Okay, no problem.
It is like
heart on one side and the show.
Well, that's the inside of him, you see? That's what I think, anyway.
It really looks like this. He put the whole thing together.
Right.
Did a good job.
Good job.
Great.
There we go.
Is there enough for all of us?
Yep.
I think there is.
It's crystal.
Magic.
It shines beautifully.
Yeah, it's magic.
It's cosmic. No, it's ceramics. You have to be
No,
super.
it's not ceramic. It is
bronze?
bronze.
Oh, he's
Yeah, you
Now,
feel the coldness
let
of
me
it.
tell you.
probably the
You
base.
can pick it up from here. You really can. It's
The thing is, see if it's heavy.
Okay, do you want to feel how it feels, Tony? No, I don't know, because that's going to get cold.
See, that's, you just don't want to get stuck.
Here we go.
Alright.
Here we go.
I have. No, don't hold on to the slipping thing.
Okay, now,
You go over that way now.
Right. It's a little more complicated.
on, guys.
let's get right underneath this baby. All right. You bet you.
That's where the crack was.
You gotta put this on.
You know I'm from Leeds, I didn't even
All right,
cry.
you gotta get straight. Yeah.
This is a nice feel. Let's slide it on.
And then slide it.
Okay.
It's on. Now we just have to straighten it. It's all right.
That's easy enough to do.
nice
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
I think it would look better on the 7th floor.
You know, Simon, you're outvoted. Do you like it?
It's beautiful.
You better like it, because that's what it's going to be for a while.
It's Napoleon.
The great fun of collecting contemporary art is knowing the artists, watching them grow, not grow, meeting them, talking to them, being involved in their lives sometimes. This is part of a piece. Aaron Curry, who's from Los Angeles, and I think he's really, yeah. They come with a kind of a photo, a diptych, or a
It's like
triptych.
a series of pieces that make up a piece, one piece of it. You know, with Aaron, what was interesting was when we met, there was Aaron, myself, there was Amy Bissoni, we all met in LA. We all shared this thing as a group that we were able to look again at modernism, I guess, and reevaluate modernism. We were all dealing with these ideas of primitivism and the failures and the fallacies of primitivism, and dealing with this kind of history, you know. And I think Aaron deals in a way where it's almost where like pop and mysticism and primitivism kind of collide. We have these weird crossovers. The whole group of us kind of met through David Kodansky, and then, you know, because Dave kind of pulled us all together. I mean, he chose the program. But then when we all met, we had all these shared references. And I think, you know, it's this kind of, you know, re-looking at modernism, re-looking at the 20th century, and seeing these strange moments, like, you know, when Picasso was painting the Demoiselle d'Avignon, for example, where primitivism and, you know, his fantasies about painting and classicism kind of collided in this weird pastiche. And I think people jumped on that and said, well, that's modernism and it leads to this, but I guess we're questioning if it necessarily has that one history. There are maybe multiple ways you can now look at someone like Picasso, or somebody like de Kooning, or maybe even, you know, Gaudi Abreschka, or Jacob Epstein. Yeah, I'm really, really interested right now in, you know, the whole movement in London that was Gaudi Abreschka, Ezra Pound was there, Epstein, and they were modernists, they were interested in, you know, what was happening in Cubism and Futurism, but it was also something else. It was, you know, ultimately, in a way, dealing with visual stimuli and dealing with your environment and trying to make this, fuse this experience out of it, this artistic experience. And I think that's where, you know, me and Aaron and Amy Bissoni and, you know, people, a lot of the LA artists really have collided and given each other strength by saying, yeah, you know, I'm looking at that too. And so with Aaron, what's been fantastic is we all work in the same building now. We have this one huge studio building in Boyle Heights in Los Angeles. It's like in East LA. And so we all kind of bounce these ideas off one another and kind of stimulate and push each other. And I think right now we're almost in this kind of, it's funny to say it, but kind of like almost like a rock band, you know, we're like pushing each other to, like, you know what I mean? Like, what happens if we do this? Or what happens if we dare to do that? I think meeting one another has allowed us to kind of say, hey, we're not just crazy, we're not just alone doing this weird stuff. It's been a kind of reaffirmation. So I think, you know, with Aaron, it's this kind of visual stimuli that he's processing and pulling and turning on its head sometimes. And, you know, he is definitely dealing with, you know, the great American abstraction stuff. I always feel, as Jackson Pollock in his work, I always feel there's this kind of mystical abstraction that you could even tie to Rothko and all of that. But then there's definitely this pop sensibility. I mean, he's from Texas, he's from San Antonio. And, you know, Amy always reckons his colors come from a TV kind of color. It's almost like there's a movie TV color scheme, but it's at the same time there is this mysticism in his work. You know, there's these tears he paints. I don't know if you see that in the painting. You'll have,
if this is on the wall, you would see a different painting.
right, but it's got these gestural moments and then these almost Trump-loyal tears. You know, that's on one moment a kind of quite pop advertising thing, but it's also quite, in a way, mystical about the nature of paint and surface and what you see and what you believe and illusion and non-illusion.
There it is. There it is. Here's another Aaron Curry.
He's phrasing.
Just facing this way. Turn.
That way.
Well, I think that this, I don't know which, that looks like the top to me, but I'm not sure. But it goes this way, Tony. This way.
This way.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's Bob Dylan. Yeah, yeah.
In the Rolling Thunder period.
Yeah, that's Bob Dylan.
Just figured
But that's called Handel.
it. Right.